The room fell still, as if the air itself had frozen in place. Asterisk live television. Millions watching. The House Oversight hearing had already been heated for hours. Tensions riding on waves of political rivalry, personal disdain, and deep-rooted ideological divides. But then Representative Adam Schiff leaned forward, his voice sharp, deliberate, and cutting like a blade hidden behind a diplomat's smile. Asterisk, with all due respect. Ms. Bondy, he said, pausing for effect, your arguments are not only outdated, they're laughable. Frankly, this is a waste of the committee's time. You're a joke. Asterisk, the moment the word joke dropped, the sound sucked out of the room. A few gasps, a murmur in the background, the quiet tap of someone nervously typing notes. Schiff leaned back, smug, confident. He'd drawn blood. Asterisk, but then she blinked once, slowly. Pam Bondy didn't flinch. She didn't raise her voice. She didn't snap. She sat up a little straighter, as if years of media scrutiny, political battle scars, and courtroom wars had been preparing her for this exact moment. And she spoke. Asterisk, Congressman. Schiff, she began, her voice calm, clear, but resonating with steel. You think I'm a joke because I don't agree with your perspective. But let me remind you, this country was built by people you would have laughed at. Immigrants, farmers, women, the poor. People mocked, underestimated, and dismissed. Asterisk. Flicker of surprise danced across Schiff's face. The silence deepened. Even the chairman stopped flipping through his notes. Asterisk, I've been called worse than a joke, Bondy continued, her voice growing in emotion. When I prosecuted my first major case, I was told by a male supervisor I should smile more in court. When I ran for Attorney General, I was told no one would take a woman in heels seriously. I've been mocked by networks, hated online, and doubted every step of the way. Asterisk, she leaned in, eyes unwavering. But I still stood. I still served. And I still showed up. Cameras zoomed in, catching the tension, the authenticity in her eyes. The way her voice didn't crack, not because she wasn't emotional, but because she had mastered the art of standing tall in storms. Asterisk, I've made mistakes. Achoo. Admitted, her tone humbler now. I've been wrong. But I've also fought for what I believe in when it wasn't easy. You calling me a joke isn't an insult. It's a reminder of every person who's ever been laughed at right before they proved everyone wrong. Asterisk, and then she turned, not just to Schiff, but to the room, to America. We don't need more people who talk down to others to feel powerful. We need leaders who listen, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. The silence that followed wasn't empty. It was heavy, full of realization, of respect earned, not demanded. Schiff said nothing. He didn't need to. The moment was bigger than both of them now. Asterisk, the hearing moved on. But the internet didn't. Within minutes, clips of her response flooded every platform. Twitter trended with hashtag not a JOKE. Some praised her, some criticized. But most, listened. Later that night, in a quiet hotel room, Bondy sat alone, away from the lights. Her hands trembled not from fear, but from the weight of it all. She knew tomorrow would be another fight. But for the first time in a long time, she felt free. Not because she'd won an argument, but because she had spoken her truth. And people had heard her, asterisk, in the end. The moment wasn't about Schiff's jab. It wasn't about politics or sound bites. Asterisk, it was about a woman flawed, resilient human who refused to be reduced to a punchline. Asterisk, it was about rising, not with noise, but with undeniable steady strength. Asterisk, and in that moment, broadcast live. Across the nation, Pam Bondy didn't just silence a room. She spoke for everyone who'd ever been laughed at. And stood anyway. End message. Let them laugh. Just make sure you're the one standing when the silence comes.